not compete, which I actually had a winner ask me this morning if he could win again with a different business idea. He was strangely upset when I said no. So the CEO if the CEO has residency outside the city of Houston city limits, you are no longer eligible. A business that was established prior to June 6, 2017, as determined by the name of the registration from county, state, and or the federal government, would be ineligible. If the startup business has greater than $10,000 in gross revenue as of June 6, 2018, that business is no longer eligible for the competition. So something to keep in mind if you are already running a business that is bringing in revenue. If the business is sexually oriented, illegal, franchise, or a nonprofit business, that is also an ineligibility. If a contestant has a felony or related conviction, each situation will be looked at on a case-by-case basis. If you do not have your Houston Public Library card and it's not in good standing, that will also disqualify you. And if you're not able to fulfill the requirements for the competition, including attending the orientation, going to the workshops, and submitting all of the documents that we ask for. And an individual can only enter once, so a startup cannot be entered more than one time in the competition. As a reminder, all communication will be conducted with the CEO through our email address. And just keep in mind, if your email account is not compatible with our system, you may need to check spam, but it is still your responsibility to make sure that you are receiving our emails and emailing us to the appropriate email. The application, as a reminder again, is due by July 16th at 2 p.m. and that's located on the website at liftoffhouston.com. And the application must be answered with accurate and complete truth so that you're not disqualified at a later time when you've spent all of this time with the competition. Orientation, as you know, will cover the rules and requirements of the competition. Attendance is mandatory for all contestants, and we do record the attendance. Workshops. So a series of workshops will be offered at designated locations. There will be 6 workshop categories. You do have to attend all 6. That means the CEO must attend all 6. They are all different topics. As mentioned, they'll be offered 3 times each. After each workshop, you'll go onto your Liftoff Houston profile where you will fill out an evaluation and also enter a password that we will provide at the end of each workshop. So that proves that you were in attendance and that you stayed the entire time. So make sure once you get that password, you write it down. You don't forget it, because if you forget it, we can't provide it to you again. And you do need to remember to sign in case we do have to verify that you were present. You do have to RSVP for the workshop, so on your Liftoff Houston profile you will see all of the links to RSVP as we move on through the competition, and those will open up before the next workshop has opened. Attendance will be required for all stages of the competition. That includes orientation, workshops, the mentoring, coaching, and pitch day. So attendance will be counted, and if you're later than 15 minutes, you are no longer present in the eyes of the competition. So if you get there 30 minutes late, you're more than welcome to stay, but you do have to attend another workshop to get full credit for that. Your mentor, you are required to attend 3 mentoring sessions with a business mentor, which it will be through SCORE Houston, and we'll provide the instructions on how to schedule your appointment for that, and then 1 session with the financial mentor. Again, I'll be sure to send out the instructions for that, because you do have to fill out the mentor form every time that you go. The business plans, if you are one of the lucky few who will make it to this point, your business plan is due no later than October 5th at 2 p.m. After that, we will no longer accept it. We don't accept any paper copies. It all the way there. Disbursement of cash awards. So the prize money will be awarded to the winning contestant finalists to fund their business. So you must have a legally established business entity. That is where you would register as an LLC, a sole proprietorship, corporation, or LLC partnership. So you do have to register that before we can give you the money. And you will also have to apply for a federal employer identification number and have an active bank business account tied to the business. Just some things to keep in mind for when you possibly win the $10,000. Establishment as a legal business entity or having an active bank account are not required to participate, but it is required to determine a winner, so prize money will be directly written to the legal name of the business entity. A winner agreement is required, so you will have to accept and sign the agreement, which is between the City of Houston and each winner, setting forth the disbursement of cash prize awards and the ongoing responsibilities, which include submission of your social security number and or other legal documentation before we can give you that money. You will have to document use of prize money for sole purposes of business establishment and operations of business. So we do require, after you win the $10,000, for you to submit a quarterly financial report showing the allocation and use of prize money. So you are able to use it on whatever you want, basically, but we do need that quarterly report to see how you are using it. And you do agree to spend all of your prize money within 1 year of issuance, which has never been a problem. You are to regularly meet with a Liftoff Houston advisor or mentor at least once a month to keep your business plan moving forward. And this is a requirement so that you can keep getting support from Liftoff Houston to keep your business going, so that we don't just say goodbye, here's your money, and never talk to you again. You will work with administrators and sponsors to promote Liftoff Houston by participating in interviews, providing testimonials, and identifying program success stories. And so that sounds a lot more harsh than it was meant to, but we do support our Liftoff winners by having them come back every year to do our winners panel. For example, if you attended a couple of weeks ago, they will do different radio shows, TV shows when we're invited to talk about their experience with Liftoff Houston. And you do agree to acknowledge that the cash prize awarded represents the total financial amount authorized under the term of the agreement. And so this is the agreement you would sign after you win, so not everyone will have to sign this. Contestants may receive other cash incentives to fund their business, for example, the fan favorite, and those winners are required to submit their social and other legal documentation. And you do need to remember that these awards are taxable, so the $10,000 prize is taxable. Disqualification. As a reminder, this is a legal and binding document, so you submitting your application indicates that you've read the entire thing and that you have agreed that you have been truthful in your application. And in an effort to preserve the confidentiality of the submitted business plans, the plans will not be photocopied for any purpose. The short description of the business will be considered a public summary of the business plan. This is to give you an idea of what we will use that for. And all reasonable measures will be taken by us, the administrators, to ensure the protection of intellectual property and preserve the confidentiality of your submission. The post-competition agreement, so you have agreed to voluntarily continue utilizing the Liftoff Houston website for continued access. Throughout the course of the competition, adjustments and updates may be necessary, so notification will be emailed to you. For example, if we need to change a workshop location. Last year we had to change 2 because of Hurricane Harvey, and we had to change the final pitch day because of the Astros World Series parade. So last year was just a crazy year, but we will let you know ahead of time, and hopefully we don't have any, the Astros, yes, but hopefully no Hurricane Harveys. So extension of deadlines or program procedures, those will all be shared with you, but the policies and guidelines will not change. Videotaping and photographing, so all individuals in attendance at liftoff activities may be videotaped and or photographed. By participating, you've agreed to be photographed or videotaped, as you have seen already. The application process, just to go over it once more, your dashboard will be your newsfeed of activity within the competition. It will show you your current phase, so it will tell you if you're in the application phase. This tells you if you've submitted an application. If you are still in that, actually this says you started an application. If you're still in the application stage, that means you have not submitted completely. And so I will try to send a courtesy reminder to let you know that before Monday, because some people will fill it out halfway and not finish the entire thing. Once you submit your application, you will be moved to the orientation stage, And that is how you would sign up for this orientation and continue with the process. So after the orientation, you will have to go into your profile and enter the password that I give you so that you can receive credit. And from there, you will go on to the workshop stage where it shows you all 6 workshops, all of the dates, and all of the information that you'll need to proceed with that. For the workshops, you are required to RSVP. Like I said, the links are all available. 6 different workshops will be offered, a total of 3 times each, and attendance at each one is required. These workshops take place at all Houston Public Library locations with the exception of HCC, which will be one of our locations this year as well. We also have them at the multi-service centers that are part of the City of Houston. And that entire workshop schedule will be available online for you. If you go to your Liftoff Houston profile and click Resources in the top right, you'll get access to all of these documents. Yes, sir?
I understand attendance is required for the CEO, but is it required for all team members or just the CEO?
Just the CEO. I mean, it would be a good idea if you all attend, but the CEO must attend everything. Okay. As mentioned, at the end of each workshop, a password will be provided. You'll enter this into the evaluation to be credited. Each workshop has 2 tasks, and that includes the RSVP and the evaluation afterwards. Once you're completed, the evaluation task is automatically completed, and you'll move to the next step. You have 1 week after the workshop to complete the evaluation and enter your password. So if you did attend, but you did not enter your password within 1 week, you will no longer receive attendance for that because that task will be locked. We also keep track of the attendance via a sign-in sheet as well as through the online evaluation. If you don't RSVP for the workshop, you will not. After 15 minutes from the start of the workshop, reserved seats will be released and credit will not be given for attendance. To minimize disruption, please provide other provision care for children. Continue. Usually people don't like that one. Mentoring. Applicants must meet at least 3 times with a business mentor and once with the financial mentor. You'll work directly with SCORE Houston to set your appointments. We will not do that for you. We'll provide the instructions to do it, but you will schedule all 3 of your sessions. We'll provide you the information for the financial counselor as well, so we do provide that for you, and it is your responsibility to make those appointments. Before visiting a mentor, you must complete the mentor session business plan mentor prep work, which is on your task. You'll see it as you keep going. After the orientation, you'll see a whole bunch of new stuff on your profile, and you'll have to fill that out beforehand. It's really just to give you something to talk to your mentor about if you don't have anything yet, and it kind of gives you a roadmap on your business plan. To verify that you've received assistance, print out the consultation form and have it signed. You'll upload that to your Liftoff profile for us to review. And then you will upload your completed consultation form in the consultation round. So representatives from the business or business organizations will serve as reviewers and judges. So that includes bankers from Capital One or our other partners, which could be Lift Fund, the Cura Company, or any of our other partners. Contact information will not be made available to contestants so that you cannot harass them after they give you a bad score, unless you specifically request an opportunity to contact it, unless they specifically request to speak to you. The review process, a judge or reviewer will not review or judge a plan if there's a conflict of interest. For example, if this banker is your friend, your father, whatever it may be, they cannot review your business plan. A select host of reviewers will be convened to review the business plans. A different group of individuals will judge the pitch presentation, so there'll be a different set of judges for both of those. The business plans must be submitted again by 2 on October 5th. Finalists will be selected and notified in October, and the number of finalists selected will be contingent upon the number of business plans submitted. So that just depends on how many people submit their business plan in each category. So you may be up against 5 other people, you may be up against 10 other people. It depends on how many people follow through in the end. The pitch presentation, so you'll be required to make your presentation to a panel of judges and respond to their questions about your plan. So yes, Shark Tank style, you do have to answer their questions. The list of questions will be provided in advance though, so that kind of gives you a leg up. And finalists will also have feedback shared after the review of your business plan. Announcement of winners will take place at the pitch event on November 3rd, and that pitch event is open to the public if you want to invite anyone. So right then and there, we do announce all of the winners, and you'll be given the huge check that means nothing except that you got a cool photo, and then you'll be given the money. The business plan format accepted will consist of these 8 components, so you do have to stick to this. You cannot deviate. You have to have all 8 of these sections. This business plan template is already up, as I said, on the resources in the Liftoff Houston profile. So you do have to cover all of this information. You can't create your own new template or submit one that you provided in a different competition, which has happened. That will automatically get you disqualified because we know you didn't follow the template. So we'll have the cover sheet, the table of contents, the executive summary, business description, management, marketing, financial documents, and supporting documents. So the workshop information and guidance from business and mentors will help you with the development of that format. And so for each of our workshops, they are directly related to what we are asking for in the business plan. We have provided all of our partners with that business plan template so that they can base that information off of it. And the format. Contestants will be required to select from one of the 3 categories: product, service, or innovation. You can't fall under more than one, so you do have to select one, and you've already selected one if you filled out the application. So it did have a description, and you did choose one to be able to submit that. Business plan definitions and examples. A product is defined as a tangible item such as merchandise, raw materials, or finished goods. For example, a business that is selling a product for, the last year's winner was selling clothing that did not smell when you sweat, so hers was a product. The service category is defined as an intangible activity that's offered for sale or provided in connection with the sale of goods, so that would be any food, consulting, or labor. And by the way, these are the same definitions that were provided on the application, so if you don't remember which category you selected, it was based on these definitions. We can always go back, and if you need help changing that, you can always email the Liftoff Houston email. And lastly, innovation is defined as a service or product that is revolutionary or cutting edge. So that would be a development of technology like software, hardware, biotech, or inventions. And last year's was not an app. It was the hostels specifically for millennials in Houston. So it's like a shared accommodation space. But in the past, we have had software and apps who have won that category. We made it through. Aren't you all happy? And it went super fast. So now time for questions. If you have any questions, this would be the time to ask. I do recommend that you go on your Liftoff Houston profile to research what is on there. You should check out the resources that are in the top right. In the top right, there is a resources tab, and you click on that, you'll be able to review the business plan format and a lot of other different resources from our partners, including their websites. Any questions? Yes, sir.
So, from an application standpoint, is the application complete once you've done, filled everything out, and then attended this session? Or is that was not clear on the website?
So the application, as soon as you click submit, and you did that. Yeah, so you've already submitted your application. It would have sent you an email automatically if you had been disqualified. Yes, sir. There is 9, I'm sorry. So there's 3 out of each category, and you'll compete against the other 2 in that category. You won't compete against all 9. So there will be 3 for each category, and then 1 that's selected to win the grand prize. Yes, ma'am.
When it comes to the categories, actually mine is a service, but innovation as well. So would you be disqualified if I put service, but it's actually innovative incubated? It's the innovative type of service. So would I be like stricken out?
That wouldn't disqualify you, but we can talk more offline about it, and we can help you decide which category it would fit best under, and we can go from there. So we can always change it as well.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question for you. The information that you were talking about, like the needing to go to the reference USA, is that all that information available online, or do you have to go to the actual library to see that?
Well, all of the resources that are available on our website, houstonlibrary.org. Now, I think the Liftoff Houston folks should have the presentation available
Yes, I will share the presentation, and if you go to the resource tab on liftoffhouston.com, it will link you to the library, and from there you will be able to access all of their resources.
And then another question for you, like she said, like if it's like two services, has there ever been a winner to like win $27?
No, you cannot be in two different categories, so you would have to choose one, and you would only win one category. But good question. Good try. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
We've been having issues with emails. Is there a way between two emails that you guys send out information to two separate emails from the account?
If you want, you can send that information to the liftoff email to notify us that you would like for that to happen. But we can speak more offline as well to see what we can do to get that figured out. Because a lot of the time we'll send one mass email to all of the applicants, and so we don't want to miss you on that one. There's another question over here first.
I was curious about, apart from like us putting in this password and like scanning these documents, is there any other like requirements to make it to the like finalist picking stage? Like if we, I guess I was.
I want to say no, but I don't know what your understanding of the requirements were.
Like show up, we do like a.
If you do everything that we're asking you to do, there is not other.
Like certain checkpoints up to that point, like oh, like this is like.
Um, Between now and then, not really. So you'll go through all of the workshops, and then we will check to make sure that you attended all of them before you submit your business plan. There's no point of you giving us your business plan if you didn't attend the workshops, because you can't move forward anyways. So after all of the workshops, yes, there will be a checkpoint. And then before, of course, the pitch competition, there will be another checkpoint.
There's not like you need to have phase one done by this.
No, we don't have that. No. So I don't know how past winners have done it. They could have stayed up the night before and done it. I have no idea. But there is no. Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, but I don't know. You may be the creative type and you work best under pressure. Whatever y'all want. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
When I initially did the application, I'm the only person there, but later on within that year, if you guys would be mentoring us and stuff, is it possible to add someone else in to help you if things start moving faster?
Are you saying after the competition ends? Yes, you can. After the competition ends, you can add whoever you want. They just wouldn't be part of the actual competition with you. So another hand over here. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
No, they're counted as investors. So your team members would be the people who are going to help you with the business plan, who are going to help you with the pitch, who will actually be involved in the competition. So they do need to be on your application if you know that you're going to have them. Yes, sir.
So you have the 6 workshop, the mentor meeting?
Yes. There's 3 mentor meetings. 3 with the business counselor and 1 with the financial advisor. So there is 4 total. So the mentor sessions with the business plan counselors, those will be throughout the competition at any time that you would like. Like this gentleman brought up, there is a checkpoint towards the end where we will make sure that you've attended all of your mentor sessions. Once all of the workshops are completed is when we will provide you with the financial counselor that you will meet with. And after all of the orientations are over, I am sending you out all of the information for the mentors so that you're not all thrown off. Yes?
Do advisors count as team members?
No. They count as advisors, so like I said, unless they're part of the competition with you, they don't count as your team members. Never gotten those questions before. Those are good questions. Yes? Is he the CEO or are you the CEO? Okay, so yes, we can remove him at any time. Okay. Yes?
Do all of the members have to be within the city of Houston or within the CEO?
So the CEO has to be within the city of Houston limits. The members do not have to be within the city of Houston limits, but they do have to be in the surrounding counties, so they can't be like in a different state, a different city, like Dallas, but that would cover more of it. Those are fine, yeah. Montgomery County, all of the surrounding counties, which there was about 9 if you want to review the rules and eligibility, they would be considered part of those counties. Yes, sir.
The mentors.
Mm-hmm.
What qualifies these mentors?
Good question. So this is a partnering organization from the city of Houston. This is SCORE. They are retired executives who have given their time to help business owners or help entrepreneurs to plan and succeed in their business. And so they have been selected to help us with this program specifically, and they are also officing out of our office every week to provide that information. And so you do get to choose who you go to if you, for any reason, feel that that person is not competent to help you. You are able to change your mentor. So this is an organization that is nationwide. It is completely free. Yes, sir. How many do they have? I am not sure. I can get that number for you, but they have a lot of different specializations. So if you have a specific type of business that you want to speak to someone who has the experience with that, you are able to speak to them. Okay. Yes.
The contact information for the Office of Business Opportunity, where is that somewhere?
That, yes, that phone number.
As far as like the regulations, we want to find out like what permits may I get.
Yes.
We just go.
Yeah, you can call the phone number, or if you want to write down the email, it is obosc@houstontx.gov. And you can always send us an email or come to our office if you want to visit us. Yes, sir.
But you don't need to have all the permits and stuff during the competition.
No, you do not. So that would be afterwards when you're actually forming the competition. But we are there to help if you do want to know what you're looking at as far as planning goes. Any other questions? No. So if there are no other questions, the password for today's orientation is success. So you will apply that to your evaluation. It'll be the first question on there. There will be other questions, including how you felt about me. So hopefully you'll rate me very well. And the location, other questions, and you'll fill that out and submit it. Like I said, that'll take you to the next stage, which will show you all of our workshops. And I do I will stay after if y'all want to ask me something you didn't want to ask in front of the whole group. So thank you all for coming. Yes.
Did you have a sign-up sheet today?
Yes, it is in the front when you first walk into the library. You will see the table and the lift-off sign. Yes, sir. It is all caps, success, I'm sorry. My name is Abby Gonzalez. So if you have a complaint, now you know. Thank y'all.
I'm Minerva Perez.
I'm Sofia Droguet.
Latina Voices Smart Talk.
A show about universal topics from a Latina perspective.
So let's do a little smart talk. I created Latina Voices to exercise our voice.
And together to educate and empower.
Latina Voices Smart Talk.
For everyone.
Just 50 miles from the Gulf of Mexico lies the biggest city in Texas, the fourth largest in the country. A city so vast it could hold 6 huge American cities within its borders. A city of big ideas, a global knowledge capital where problems are solved every day. A city that's alive with energy. Houston, the city with no limits. Houston is the most diverse city in the country, with one of the youngest populations and no ethnic majority. Here, 1 in 4 residents is foreign-born. The city also has one of the largest economies in the world. So it's no wonder that Houston has the 3rd most Fortune 500 companies in the U.S. Houston is the third coast for life sciences. The Texas Medical Center leads in medical technology and is home to the #1 cancer center in the world. The life science research that takes place here changes lives around the globe. To the west, the Energy Corridor is home to 300 multinational, national, and local exploration and production companies. Long known as the energy capital of the world, Houston has revolutionized the energy industry. And to the east of the Central Business District, one of the largest petrochemical complexes in the world, a complex that continues to grow. A center for innovation, the Houston workforce is unparalleled. It's one of the top cities in the country for engineers and STEM graduates. There are 3 Tier 1 universities and 60 colleges, universities, and technical schools here. Houston is also a global manufacturing center, producing $80 billion in products annually. Houston is not only a hub for the Americas, it provides global access for people and products. With the #1 export port in the country and more than 190 daily nonstop flights. But there's more to this great city than work. Houstonians live well and play hard. Even with one of the largest economies in the country, Houston has among the lowest cost of living in the United States. There are neighborhoods to suit every budget and every lifestyle. Plus 10,000 restaurants serving more than 70 local and global cuisines. Houston has 3 of the largest parks in America. More than 150 museums and resident companies in all the performing arts. Houston's internationally diverse population translates to a multitude of fans for all sorts of sports. With its great mix of ideas, people, culture, and industries, Houston is a popular destination for people from across the globe. In fact, it's America's fastest growing region. With big dreams and hard work, anything is possible here. Houston, from every angle it truly is, the city with no limits.
Life in this desert is teeming with beauty, fresh food, and the promise of a better tomorrow.
This is a community of about 7 miles, and it's called a desert for pantry desert. And these people do not have, without Target Hunger, who is a United Way of Greater Houston affiliate agency, they would not have fresh vegetables or fresh fruit. And we have to have this for our seniors and for our children in this community, so it means the world.
Target Hunger is affiliated with the United Way. For nearly 30 years, they've been growing fresh fruits and vegetables at the Goffney Community Garden, formerly known as Kashmir Gardens, in the 5th Ward. This garden supports hunger relief programs and food pantries around Houston. It's estimated 15% of Houston's population lives in poverty. Many people also live in food deserts, which are areas where fresh, nutritious foods are not available through nearby grocery stores. Last year, Target Hunger handed out almost 4 million meals to 22,000 Houstonians.
What we want is long-lasting relationships that we're building so that we can have continual impacts for our clients so that they can move forward and they can have nutritious options for their households, and they don't have to go to the store and be like, okay, well, what am I going to give up in order to eat healthy? So as we continue to grow this garden, our community is going to get healthier and healthier. So I'm just thankful for the United Way. I'm thankful to Target today coming on, bringing all these great folks in red.
The Goffney Garden got a huge boost from volunteers who came to build 16 new planting beds.
We're going to pull it your way 3 inches.
The Target Corporation is committed to helping communities. For the last 70 years, Target has donated 5% of their profits to areas in need, and they sent a small army to lend a hand and hammer in the garden.
And it's in our DNA to give back to the community and be a part of the community. So we've built libraries in Houston, we've built playgrounds, we've been in food shelters, we've been in classrooms reading. This is just another way for us to give back.
Some of Houston's finest grabbed shovels, wheelbarrows,
coming through,
and pulled weeds to help out too.
Well, we're out here today to work with the community, the Houston Police Department, the Positive Interaction Program, and we're also out here with the Greater Houston Loss Prevention Alliance to work with the community to build a strong bond and also to produce fruits and vegetables for the community.
This is a great opportunity for us to come out in the community, and as police officers we like to help people, and so a lot of times people assume that it's always answering calls and we're always in uniform, but this is an opportunity to partner with some of our Target and United Way, but to come out here and just show that we care about the community and we are willing to come out here and do different things. For example, we're out here getting dirty, helping to plant these gardens. These gardens are so important for the neighborhood because this food is grown in the neighborhood for the people of the neighborhood. And if we can become, be a part of this, this is really great because we can interact with the people in the community and they can see that we are here and that we do care for them.
This garden yields 4,500 pounds of produce annually. These new beds will increase that number by 60%.
You can see the little fuzz on it. It's going to be a real cantaloupe, and it started just 6 weeks ago.
Sharita Andrews and her daughter have been coming here for years and say it's a joy to see things grow.
The good things are going to come, but in the middle of the good things, you got to pull up the weeds, you got to plant the soil, you got to prepare. It's like going to college. You're preparing, for what's going to come. I have learned so many life lessons just by being in this garden.
Mayor Turner is working to eliminate food deserts. The Goffney Community Garden is well on the way to helping him reach that goal.